Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we'll be talking about how the lottery has changed over the last couple of years and how it's affected livelihoods of many people, including just people that play, retailers, you know, anybody in the space. Uh, Today we're talking with Raj. Uh, he's a retailer himself, and he's just gonna kind of brief you guys on some of the issues.
Yeah, so the number one question now is as of today's date, commission drastically changed. They changed it years ago, and then they changed it now. So the question going to become is, oh well, why so matter? It does matter because if you think about it, the paycheck today for small business owners and the per hour paycheck they have to pay and drastic change with that too. So when you're trying to balance or hire somebody and looked at it, what money you was been receiving, and suddenly it's not there, so how are you going to hire the new people? That being said, the um, lobby as of now is saying, oh, that's a director's issue. Well, then we don't have nothing to do with that. That's fine. But the lower people who just don't have that kind of education, who's been out there. In fact, I feel like it's bread and butter for the state. They are the one who's gonna be roll the money the most. And if they're not making the money, nothing gonna happen. So that's why it's the largest issue as of right now that need to be cured ASAP. The second reason I feel like it that has been up is a new governor walks in and start giving the higher money to state. So the state agency, which is lottery, has to pay so much paycheck versus what the previous being paid. That what they're gonna do? Obviously, that money is gonna get cut from the retailer. Retailer needs money to continuously hire the new people. Not going to happen as of right now. Second, ever since the new director came, is quite a few different. Okay, well, one of the interviewees saying that cashing a lottery tickets under somebody else's name is all over the United States. But yet, retailer got punishment over it. Nothing happened for uh, or I mean to say, nothing has happened to stop that issue. It's an ongoing issue as of today. Third, there is a difference between the staff and retailers been in that system from so many years. So, in my point of view, when you have whether director or the upper level staff, they've been selected by governor. If the governor says, hey, you guys gonna run it, but they only in there for a few years, let's say 8 or 10 years, and they change. Well, now it's a problem because they're only in there 8 and 10 years. The retailers who in there for a long period of time, they can teach more on the rules and regulations because they've been in their system, they know the system. Um, Third is while the reps, okay, only thing I can remember right now, as far as the field rep and field manager, I can guarantee you three people still I can debate that they are still good. Tyron William, who's been in there for a long period of time. In fact, he probably retired. Vanessa, she's been in there for long enough. Miss Mary, she's been in there long enough. I think I'm not 100% sure, but Miss Debbie was gonna retire about last year. She did or not, I don't know. But yeah, she's the other one who knew a lot of information about the lottery too. But um, so again, the three people I mentioned, Mr. Tyrone, Miss Vanessa, and Miss Mary would have know more about it. But all that new people who came in, I don't think they know a lot of rules and regulations.
Okay. I know you obviously noted hiring has become more and more difficult with uprising costs, uh, just between obviously the employee's wage and other costs. Like I'm sure there's been challenges with keeping up with rent or X, Y, and Z. So with all that said, I mean, like, have you ever thought, hey, maybe the lottery is not something worthwhile anymore?
Oh, definitely. As soon as this commission went down, not just me, I'm sure many retailers, they have thought about it. If the lottery sit down and think for a second, it's been the number wise that has been changed. Um, Lately, if you follow few years ago than now, it's changed. And lottery not going to admit one more thing. While they take away the numbers from TV, while they were drawing the numbers in TV, and now they stop, let's completely change it out because a lot of the, I mean, most of older folks who plays today's date lottery, and they are the one complaining right and left that hey, look, why they has to change that out and they has to be do it in a one small room while three people involved versus everybody can see it. Um, Answer to that is only the lottery knew it, but uh, it is many different changes in there where lottery not admitting money is not there.
Okay. Obviously, you're a longer term retailer. Over the years, how have you seen the people that play the lottery change the way people interact with the lottery, X, Y, and Z? How do you feel that has changed?
I feel like it. If the field rep and everybody knew the rules, they could help us better to support the customer. So it's a chain, right? Um, Customer is there to play the lottery. Retailer is there to support them to play.
Assist.
Then it goes to the chain field. However, it's not happening right now.
Um, you, I recall you saying the issue with people cashing tickets under other people's name. When you go to cash a ticket, how are you doing your due diligence as a retailer to ensure somebody isn't? Or are you not even supposed to, allowed to, given the resources to? How does that all play out?
So number one, thanks for mentioning the resources. Um, Library, far as library resources, is not there. They only tell you how to do it, right? So due diligence, get the social security, get the ID, run it through the machine, and you're done. It's not our job to figure it out which ticket is there or how they come out. The only thing we knew, person comes in with their tickets, with their social security and ID, you're done. You cash the ticket, you're done with your due diligence. Um, but according to the lottery, that is the issue, and they shut it down many retailers. But yet, I haven't seen not one seminar run by the director or anybody to educate the retailers. There is no education has been put out there about it.
So, if you were to say, with this issue, what would be your solution to somebody obviously cashing somebody else's ticket?
Number one solution is director should let the field manager or um, assistant director run the seminar. Hey, this is what's been going on. You guys supposed to check X, Y, and Z, trying to figure it out whether suspicion activity or not. But it seems like a lot is supporting that, and in my opinion, lab is supporting, but since the somebody may have a complaint date or whatever reason, they've been penalized retailer instead of penalizing the lottery agency itself, other words, like directors and everybody else. They are the number one responsible for what's going on if they want to cure it. But they're gonna come back and gonna say, or their answer gonna be is, what can we do? Many things they can do it to stop it if they want to stop it. But I don't think they are against it, um, other than shutting the retailer down.
Um, so obviously, with the last couple of years, they've lowered commission rates and other things for you guys. With the lowering commissioning, do you know why the lottery might have, or a specific reason you can provide?
Pacific is two reasons. One, according to the lottery, saying it's not in our hand. The governor did it. Well, so let's just talk about governor uh, for a moment. That if the governor did do it, if the governor did it, it's no rocket scientist about it. That if everybody's paycheck or got higher or did receive the increase in a paycheck, where the state gonna receive the money from? Okay, well, and if even let's just take a example number two. Once those increase come along, the agency, how many people works in there? Which is I don't believe they should have a commission there, because director has all the power. So, but that we can talk a little bit on that. But right now, focusing on why the paycheck or difference and whatever. So where the commission gonna come from? Retailers. So who they gonna target? Retailers. And retailer never raise the voice that what they're supposed to do, because they are the one who's doing the hard work and not receiving a credit. I mean, credit wise, should they're supposed to get the money too, to do all that hard work, uh, collect the monies, and whatever the job they have to do. Um, Whereas the reps and everybody else in agency, let's just talk about agency. That work is almost slim to none. You know, just go to the store and look at it if they're doing it. In fact, they don't even know the rules until and unless something pops up, and that's when the lottery gonna act on it. Uh, but who penalized at that point? The retailers? Is that fair enough that retailers not receiving commission, nor while the rules and regulation they don't know, but yet director gonna say, all right, that's it, you're done, I'm gonna yank your license out.
So you obviously just noted your topic about how there's a lottery commission, and yet they don't really do much, and they're being paid, and the director is the judge, jury, executioner.
Mhm.
Uh, what can you elaborate on that more, or what you have to say?
So okay, let's just take an example. I have a recent letter from the library that's saying a director who is going to make a final call, and he has the right to whether decided to give you higher hearings with the commission or not. So if you really even looked at that rules and regulation book, it's clearly mentioned if director decides this, director decides that. So therefore, why the commission there? Okay. Well, if commission getting paid, obviously they're gonna answer me as or argue with me that, well, we got there because we have to make a lot of decisions for as bringing a new games in, raising the games money, and X Y Z. But to answer that question is that's all been said. That's fine. But where is the retailer protection? That is none. So what I'm trying to do in here is making a protection for retailers where uh, between the director making any wrong calls, they have something for retailer where they can hear it. Other words, if it doesn't make no sense to have a commission, in my opinion, if director has all the rights to make all the decision. So what I'm trying to explain in here is make a one association for retailer. Have few people, designate few people who can go in and discuss over it for any new rules and regulation they're gonna make. So that's just an example of a commission that been dropped, and uh, we can have any say so on it. So again, uh, if the retailer can protest it and have a more discussion over it with the library, that would be helpful.
So, you obviously saying there should be a association where there, like you guys are a voice. You can raise concerns within that association to the director, the commission, whoever you need to, right? Channel wise, uh, like, are you referring to something like a union kind of system or something?
Something in that nature where any retailer have a problem, they can hear them. So, other words, either maybe judge um, the or it is a system where a retailer presented their voice to front of the lottery commissions and let them hear it before even I'm not just saying it about the commission. I'm also referring to uh, any retailers issue that years ago what has transpired, and while director saying that's it, you're done, your livelihood's gone. That's all the most of the retailer know because they put a lot of years into it, and suddenly nobody follows the rules and regulation by lottery agency. So it's somewhere where a judge can hear us, or arbitration, like where a retailer who the XYZ retailer had an issue, they go in and before the lottery agency makes a final call, other word third party where both sides get hear it and final decision made instead of a director. Because as of right now, retailers are on mercy of the director. Period. There is no put anything about it.
So what you're asking for is a due process system, right? Like essentially.
Correct.
Okay.
Um, it's got to be some system there where director not the only person who's making a call on anything.
Okay. Um, as far as due process goes, when say something was to happen to your license, is there a way you can appeal it? Like, how does all that work? What are the, say you get terminated, how do you go about obviously trying to, could you even ever get it back? How does that all work?
So far as the rule says, director the one who's making a call. Again, it just seems like the kind of director gonna be a dictator. I mean, that's a question mark, right? Because director has all those right to it. Well, they can take it as personally, whether they can whatever. But the question in here is number one, that process says that you have a right to ask for a hearing, but it does not say the director can stop you to appeal certain things, and that should not be there. Just like any criminal record or anything in the law book wise, the defender has a right to appeal it, the decision. And here you have a right to, but you're gonna get stopped by director. He's the one gonna dictate it whether you're gonna get it uphill or not gonna get uphill. Or other words, are you gonna go against the commission or not? Simply, he can decide it. Oh no, you're not going. Meaning Your appeal is no good.
So, like, as far as losing a license or any sort of punishment, how easy is it to lose? Or I should specifically talk about losing a license. How easy is it to lose a license, and can it be like what can it be for?
Oh, it can be for anything. It's simple as like you having some sign in your store, whether it's assistant director comes in your store, whether manager comes in your store, rep comes in twice a week, or uh, uh, every other week, or whatever the case may be, depending on your business. That's how the rep gonna come. But if the field manager, sales manager, assistant director comes in and they looked at everything just because somebody decides it like, hey, look, we didn't like this sign. Hey, look, we didn't like the way you're running. Okay, they can shut you down and nothing you have to say so on it. Simple as like, say for instance, uh, your machine is supposed to be put it by XYZ thing, right? Your lottery machine. And that's not the case, and you maybe have moved it or whatever, per se. They can decide to say, you know what, I'm just going to yank your license out, and you can come in with the hearing. What the crazy part about it is the director or that people in uh, agency, they already knew what they're going to do. If you're going to take the lawyer with you, 9 out of 10 chances you're going to have a problem because some reason it's in history that if somebody decides to take an attorney with them, which is you have a right to do so. However, if you have an attorney with that, the answer is you're going to receive no. It's guaranteed 9 out of 10 chances that they're not going to work with you.
So it seems as if somebody in, I guess, the commission or whoever, the lottery staff system, if they have a grudge against you, they have ability to destroy your livelihood with no questions asked, almost. But
Actually, thanks. The word you use, the grudge against you, that's the word is 110%. Uh, if director has a grudge against you, you're not gonna get it back. I guarantee it. Uh, it just seems like it. No matter what, how long you've been in there, and what you did for the library, that is no question asked. You done, absolutely done, just because he has a grudge against you. Um, I can use many examples. In fact, as far as the system goes, I'm not putting accusation in here. I'm actually putting allegations. So two different things. Accusation has a little bit of room, but allegation, no, that is no room. And I'm putting allegation. I can show library director, in fact, whole entire system, that what's going on outside, and they all know about it, and they're not doing anything. In between the rep, um, managers, uh, field managers, you name it, they already know about what's going on outside as far as the retailer area and the rules. It says you cannot do it, and it's still happening. If the director and the commission comes in front of me, it's only going to take me 1 minute to approve my point that what's going on between lottery commission, reps, as well as the retailer. Everybody knows what's going on, but they're not taking no action for it. When somebody gonna complain, yes, director gonna say, "Oh, no, 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 this not. It's supposed to work this way." Who's gonna tell retailer about the rules and regulation while they know? So again, I'm putting an allegation for director and assistant director that you guys come out and let me approve it, but it has to be a live in front of commission. I meant to say library commission and somewhere that's got to be live program. that I can approve it in 1 minute.
My question, my one of my questions would be, how is the process of, say you get terminated, an example, if you would want to get it back, okay, after being terminated, is there a waiting period? Is like, what is there? Is it not ever gonna happen? How does that all work?
So, far as my knowledge and under the rules and regulation, you get 10 days to send them a letter that, hey, look, I do not agree with this process and I need to come in front of you as a director or the director designee. And you go in front of them and they decide uh, that, hey, look, why do you feel this right or wrong? And then that point on, uh, there is no such a thing that how long they're gonna take to reply to you, or they just can sit there with their stuff or whatever they can do. Yes, you have a right to take your attorney with you for the first thing, and uh, if you take a attorney, might as well forget about your case. That's how it seems. It's in history, so nothing new I'm talking about. But then. Uh, if, let's say if designee or director hears you out and if they don't do nothing, say, hey, look, we didn't satisfy with your answers and we're just going to keep our decision as a final, then you have a right to do appeal it, right? And if you have a right to do appeal it, then again goes back to the director, and director one going to decide it to go to commission or not. If the director says that, hey, look, I have my power to deny this, he can deny it. So what I don't understand is why is the process there then? If director has the right, you appeal it to go above a director to let somebody else hear you out at what's going on, and then let them make a final call. So that process is not worth it. So that's why I keep saying it. Why is commission there? If the director has that much, why we paying that group or paying that money to that group for they don't have anything to do with it? Then that answer again, I'm going to repeat myself, that that answer going to be is, well, we do have a process for bringing in new games and whatnot. But doesn't matter. Retailer protection wise, retailer don't have no right so to do anything about it since the director is the one who's going to make a final call beginning with.
So, my, still, my question is that with you, say again, if you're being terminated, all those things you just said, director denies you this, that, everything gets denied, all the appeals. Can you reapply? Is there any way to get it back? What happens with that?
So there is a one rule says that within 1 year you can reapply. That is a one rule. Oh well, I gotta take it back. Actually, depend on final wording what the director has tell you, but 9 out of 10 chances they have a typical letter to say after 1 year you can reapply it. However, director at that time, if the same one and if he has a grudges on you, then you kind of have a problem again because he's the one gonna make a call whether or not to let you come back in a system. Other word, what I have seen it and what the thing that I'm trying to do right now, getting the people together and protect them for future. In United States, the law book says everybody have a second chance uh, in a life, and if they're not gonna give it out the second chance, nothing gonna be happen. So, but going back on the topic is no, and to answer your question better is no, you don't have anything until that director still in the office. You kind of excuse my language, but you kind of SOL. Um, you're done. until the director changes.
So, as far as obviously getting a license, I should ask, who approves licenses? Who does that kind of that whole thing?
Um, I'm sorry, what was who
So,
does what?
so when you go to get a license, right? An example, say I am going to get a new license today. Uh, Fill out my application. Who is the one approving it? Is it the commission? Is it the director, assistant? Who is it?
Unfortunately, director. So again, that's why I keep repeating myself. Director has so much power, whether it's good or bad. There's only one person plays a big roles in here, and that shouldn't be. If the one person plays a big roles, they can save the money from the commission, and all that money could send it out to retailers as that retailer commission. So to answer your question, no, there is no such a thing where somebody else gonna hear you other than the same person who terminates you.
Right. Um, you had discussed in one of your videos and your speech, obviously, how the director fails to educate staff. What do you exactly mean by them failing to educate staff?
So easiest way to explain that is the or one of my videos says loud and clearly that failure. Okay, so the rules by director, he should let his own staff know what the rules and regulation is, how they get played out, what they need to check, what they not need to check, and then forward it onward to the retailer. Has that got done? No. So, other word, like I'm saying, as of right now, I can approve myself that a lot of the rep don't even know most of the rules, and then what has happened is actually illegally, I should say, the stuff is happening in front of lottery peoples. I don't want to mention the situation because if I do mention the situation at this moment in time, then they would have well aware of that. In fact, even then, I still have a proof that I have collected that they don't have an answer for it. I mean, literally emails that can prove that you guys know this and that not supposed to happen, uh, and they didn't care about it.
Um,
So other word, they need more education for us, from director to the staff.
so as far as protection for retailers go, uh, I know we talked about obviously due process and how that's not there currently, and that's something that you would like to see. And obviously the body of uh, people making it more or less like a union, so everybody is protected to an extent. What else can you say that why or where you guys could have more protection and have a better experience as a retailer?
Right. So again, they do hold a seminar, but they only talk about it. Um, what new coming and what's happening for futures and whatnot. But I would personally would think that it should be a designee there that they're supposed to have rules and regulations um, seminar. They're supposed to have at least a quarterly. I shouldn't say quarterly because it's too close, but I would say annually they should have a one meeting just for rules and regulations educations, and the association what we the retailer association where they are the one can go and said, "Hey, look, this rules is proper or not proper," um, and present that self um, to make a lot of changes is out.
Okay. Uh, I think that pretty much concludes all my questions. Did you have anything you wanted to add?
Adding wise, you can help yourself by joining us. Um, it's only you can do it. I can talk all I want. If you guys not gonna get together with me or the association that I'm trying to put it out, I'm fighting for you guys. Um, well, it's to yourself. I'm strongly suggest join us and let put this bill in and help yourself out. For future references of not other retailer get screwed um, by way that been happening. And if you really looked at it, it's just happening by new director. Before that, there was no issues. Um, and any allegations that I have put it in, I will approve it. No, I don't have no problem about it. In fact, I will make a one other video to show what is wrong and write the rules where they're supposed to check it. Uh, but once again, uh, it's only you can join for your protection as well as the commission. You working hard enough to get reward back and help yourself out by joining us. Get what you deserve. Um, so again, if you guys join us out, would be greatly appreciated. Even though I greatly appreciate it for you, for your own self. Thanks. Thank you for invite, and hopefully that helped me out.
Yep. To conclude everything that we discussed today, uh, obviously, from everything that Raj just told us, the lottery system in Maryland definitely needs some sort of reform. Uh, we've noticed, obviously, continuous lowering of commissions, unchecked power of the director, uh, marginalization of the lottery commission's role, uh, failures to educate staff on rules, regulations, etc., and the lack of protection that retailers have and just their livelihood has. Uh, we obviously need a system that works for everyone, right? We understand that you can't give all power to retailers, but you can also give all power to the director. And definitely should join the movement and restore accountability and balance within the lottery system and lottery itself. Uh, I'll link a Facebook and a WhatsApp group if you guys would like to join. By all means, please do. And thank you.